10 million migrants have come into the country in 3.5 years, 99 of those individuals on the terrorist watch list, do you think it makes sense before a new voter registers to vote that they demonstrate they are a citizen of this great country? And any person you ask that question to will say, well, of course. Of course that makes sense. Everyone, Democrat district, Republican district, they will all say the same thing. Everyone will agree with that except Democrats in the United States House of Representatives.
The atmosphere on the House floor shifted the moment Jim Jordan stepped up to speak. His tone was calm, but his message was anything but subtle. Jordan framed the debate in a way that instantly resonated beyond Washington politics. He posed a question so simple that it cut through party labels and ideological spin. In communities across the country, Americans are asking whether voting should require proof of citizenship. According to Jordan, the answer from everyday people is almost unanimous. Democrats and Republicans alike, he said, agree on this basic principle. Yet inside the halls of Congress, that common sense suddenly disappears. Jordan pointed directly at Democratic leadership for blocking what he described as a reasonable safeguard. The clash wasn't just about legislation, it was about logic versus politics. As Jordan spoke, the divide between voters and lawmakers became impossible to ignore.
You go to any community, anywhere in this country, walk up to someone on the street and say, do you think it makes sense, in light of the fact that 10 million migrants have come into the country in 3.5 years, 99 of those individuals on the terrorist watch list, do you think it makes sense before a new voter registers to vote that they demonstrate they are a citizen of this great country? And any person you ask that question to will say, well, of course. Of course that makes sense. Everyone, Democrat district, Republican district, they will all say the same thing. Everyone will agree with that except Democrats in the United States House of Representatives. They disagree with that. They say, no, we can't have that requirement on a bill that spends what we're already spending. We can't put that requirement on a bill. That is ridiculous. That is, as Sarah Huckabee Sanders said a couple years ago in her response to the State of the Union, she said, the divide in America today is normal versus crazy. That is a crazy policy position not to agree with that, not to put the SAVE Act on this bill. Think of the positions the left now takes. It's crazy to defund the police. It's crazy not to have a border. It's crazy to say men should compete against women in sports. Those are all positions the left takes, and they take the position that in light of 10 million people coming into our country in 3.5 years, you shouldn't have a requirement to demonstrate you're a citizen before you register as a new voter. The people see this, man. The people understand in this country, this is a crazy, support this legislation. This is a good bill with a common sense, normal policy that we are putting on the legislation. Makes absolute sense, but they're going to vote against it. I urge a yes vote, and I yield back.
His remarks landed as a direct challenge to Democrats in the House, and by the time he finished the opening moments, it was clear this confrontation with Chuck Schumer and Democrats was only just beginning. In the end, Jim Jordan made a case that resonated far beyond the House chamber. He framed the issue not as a partisan fight, but as a basic question of fairness and national responsibility. By focusing on proof of citizenship, Jordan aligned his argument with what most Americans instinctively believe. His message reflected the voice of everyday voters who want secure elections and clear rules. Rather than hiding behind complex language, he reduced the debate to common sense. Jordan highlighted how disconnected Washington can become from the people it represents. He exposed a contradiction between what voters say they want and how Democrats vote in Congress. His remarks underscored that protecting elections should never be controversial. Jordan's approach was firm, direct, and grounded in reality. He challenged lawmakers to stop avoiding obvious solutions. By urging a yes vote, he positioned himself as standing with the public, not political elites. His argument emphasized order, law, and accountability. Supporters saw his speech as a reminder of what leadership looks like. Jordan made it clear that election integrity is not extreme, it is essential. And by yielding back after such a clear case, he left Democrats struggling to explain why they oppose what most Americans already accept.